Hey guys, Diana here from Garden Love. I know I gave you guys a tour, but today I want to talk to you guys about specifically this section of my garden. And this is my vegetable garden. I'm trying to keep everything that's vegetable, peppers, cucumbers, anything that I'm growing in the vegetable department is in this area because it gets most of the sun. And because this is just a very nice exclusive area where I can just do whatever I want. What I'm going to show you guys in my first raised bed, I have the Anaheim bell peppers that I actually overwintered from last year. If you guys saw my video last year, this little plant gave me tons and tons of Anaheim bell peppers. I even made chili rellenos with them. They were amazing, guys. This is my jalapeno pepper. Last year it didn't give me that many. I felt like I put it in too late, but this year it's already giving me jalapenos, so I'm going to make some poppers with those. I have my little cherry tomatoes growing right here. I have only one plant in this raised bed. Actually two. One over there, I don't think it's doing that well, but it's okay. I'll pull it out. And then I have some little peppers right here. I have basil. I plan on making a lot of pesto pasta this year because last year we loved it and I didn't have enough for all of them. So I definitely put a lot of basil this year. This is another little pepper plant. And most of my peppers that I have in this raised bed are either jalapenos or they are the cayenne long peppers. So I believe both of those are cayenne long peppers. I also have some thyme here. I put a squash in the ground. Let's see how that does. I have my berries right here that are in containers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them because they're very invasive and I live in a urban home, so I'm going to have to look for the perfect spot to put them in. I have some more cherry tomatoes. I put all my cherry tomatoes in the raised bed because they don't get as big as my other tomatoes. And I plan on keeping them in, I think 3 in this raised bed would be fine just because they don't get as humongous as the other tomatoes, kind of like the Cherokee tomato. I put a kale plant here that I grew from seed. Lots of basils, and then there's another cayenne pepper, another pepper, and I put, if you guys saw my last video, actually put a cucumber there, that one was already there actually. I put a cucumber there, so I put 1 from the video was 2. And then shortly I'll show you where the third one's at. Now I have some yellow squash growing here. I'm very excited about growing this year. Last year I didn't succeed in the squash department, and that's because I didn't realize how big the squash plant gets. So I only put 1 squash in here. I put it in containers so that way if I need to move it for more sun, then we have that available. This was a volunteer from my compost, and I believe this is gonna be my white variegated pumpkin, so I'm very excited about that. This is a tomato. I kind of laid it on its side. It's a cherry tomato. They're gonna be growing together. And I do have another raised bed on the other side of this fence, and let me get you guys in there. So you guys can see, this is kind of like my overflow of vegetables, and kind of like put stuff in there kind of carelessly just to see how it does. Hoping that anything that I decide to put in here that it overcomes the difficulties of this section of my garden, that would be the thing that I will put year after year. So this is just my testing. I test everything here to see if it does well here. If it doesn't, I just know not to do it the next year. I have some cilantro growing over there. I put the other lemon cucumber at the end. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. I'm going to build a trellis for it and hopefully it grows. I have my lemon balm here. I have this arruta, and at the end is where my passion fruit's growing, at the end, sharing this raised bed with the rest of the things. And I have some basil growing that I overwintered from last year. This is something I overwintered from last year. I have some marigold flowers, and I have some more basil. I did try to put some kale. It didn't succeed there, so I know not to put kale there next time. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just test and error, and then just build your your gardening skills based on your errors, and that's just the way it goes. I did make an attempt to grow a little bit of onions. I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm excited about that. Oh yeah, how can I possibly forget? My actual tomatoes right here. These are the cherry, let's see so you guys can see, is the karaoke purple tomato. I'm so excited. I went to tomato tasting with Steve Liss, and he was hosting it, so I was part of it, and out of all of them, this was my favorite tomato. So last year I tried growing it, however I didn't select the perfect spot for it. I grew it at behind there, and as you can see, it doesn't get that much sun, so I think cucumbers will be perfect there because it does get sun but just not as much, and cucumbers like afternoon shade, so that would be perfect for the cucumbers, not for tomatoes. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. When you guys are getting into the garden, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to lose some plants. The fact that you're trying it is going to teach you a lesson, and in fact the fact that you made a mistake and it didn't succeed, I believe that would teach you more than a plant that would succeed, because then it shows you and teaches you a little bit more about your microclimate, and it gives you an idea of what works, and in the future then that's how you get better. Here's another pepper plant. There's actually a few of them in here. I don't know what they are. I've been overwintering this plant year after year, and I think this plant, you know what, I did a video on it when I first started my channel, and I'm gonna have to go back to see what's in this container. Not all of them made it, so I can't guarantee that I will still be able to know what's in here, but it's worth a try. I gotta tell you guys a story about this. So my moringa died over the winter. It just rained so much. I pulled it out. I saw worms going into this stalk, and that goes to show that this is edible, because moringa, everything about moringas are actually edible, including the roots, including the stalk and the leaves. So that proved to me that if a worm was eating this trunk, that it's definitely edible. So I pulled it out. I made a huge mistake when I potted. I put some I'm gonna let you guys look at this beautiful garden while I talk. I put some weed lining on the bottom of the pot, and normally that would be fine because our climate is so hot here, but this winter we had so much rain that it just rotted the roots of this moringa. So I took it out. I put it in here just to see if it would root, and I tried pulling it out and it's feeling like it rooted, so I'm going to leave it alone because I think it rooted, and I think over time we'll find out if it rooted or not. I'm curious. It's hard to pull out, so I think it rooted. I do see some signs of life, if you guys can see those little buds that are coming out right there. I'm excited, so we will find out. Look at this. See that little bud right there? That's sign of life, so I think it might root, and if it did, that's actually amazing, because that means that if you ever find a wild moringa tree or someone that has a moringa, you could take a branch, throw it in the ground, and it would root itself. So that is something that I am also learning in my garden, guys. I am so excited to share this side of my garden with you guys in more detail, because I know the garden tour was kind of fast. I did move my cherry tree over there because it was casting a shadow on these tomatoes, and tomatoes need a lot of sun, and I didn't want to limit their sun time, their tanning time. So I went ahead and moved it there, and quite frankly I actually like it there a lot more because it's covering that ugly container where I store my tools, and it just brings more color to my garden and a easier pathway to walk through here. So I was thinking about bringing a little table and 2 chairs here to have tea or coffee in the morning and chat. Not sure. I put my dog inside his crate because he ran away this morning, and since I'm in the garden, I don't want to run the risk of him running away again. So you might hear him barking inside the house. Anyways, guys, I'm going to give you another little view from this side. Look at who's there, my sunshine. Hi, my love. Hi. So it's early in the morning and we're just out in the garden. I moved a lot of things from here. I moved my compost to this corner. I just like things to be a little bit more neat and flowy. So I moved things around, and I feel that the few little changes that I made definitely created that flow view and that flow system that I can actually walk through here. I actually had the greatest idea this morning. I want to get some more stones like my other pathway over there and make a stone pathway over here that walks you all the way to this amazing satsuma tree that I put not so long ago. I'm sure you guys saw the video. If you didn't, I'm gonna link it right above. I just love this. I'm gonna have to come over here soon and take this fruit off. I'll do that with you guys in another video. But yes guys, so excited to be here and show you guys. It's a sunny day here in Southern California. It's been such a long time since we've had sun. It's been actually cloudy, it's been raining, it's been cold. I'm just glad that it's finally sunny and beautiful, and it's gonna make everything in this garden grow. Anyways guys, you guys have an amazing weekend. Have a great day. Be blessed. Get out in the garden, grow something. Don't be afraid to try things and make mistakes, because we learn more from mistakes than from success. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.